Hi everyone, I'm Una. Welcome to Woolly Walker Studio. This will be a place to learn the different aspects of the craft of punch needle rug cooking. Today we're going to be working on hemming a straight-edged piece. And at the end of the video, if you have any questions about the process, please feel free to drop me an email. Let's get to work. Here we are hemming a straight-edged piece. For this project, you will need your project that has been prepared by dampening a towel and using a hot iron on it. Wait till it dries before we start hemming it. You will need a ruler of some kind, a pair of scissors, some kind of marking pen. It could be a pencil. It could be a Sharpie. It doesn't matter. It won't show. For the other parts of the hem, you will need a needle and thread, and I'll go into more details later about that. And then the small quilting clips work really well, or straight pins if you don't have those. Now, as long as your punching is on the straight of the grain, this is a very easy project. If for some reason you're not on the straight of the grain, just drop me an email. We'll talk about it. So we're going to lay our piece project side up, and using the sewing ruler, which I find really handy because it has this nice slide on it, and you can put it right where you want it. We're going to cut the monk's cloth to 2 inches, and eventually our hem will be 1 inch. If you don't have a ruler, what's nice about this monk's cloth are these white lines are 2 inches apart. So just take a piece of paper, give yourself a mark, and now you have a 2-inch ruler. So you want to make sure that your ruler is up against your punching. And what I'm going to do here is at the 2-inch line, I'm going to make a mark and then just glide it right down the groove of the monk's cloth. So here we are with the line drawn all the way down to the edge of the monk's cloth. What we're going to do is make a little snip. Now, the monk's cloth that you should be using is a 2/2 strand monk's cloth. So what we're going to do is take these 2 strands that are on this line, kind of hold the fabric back a little bit, and then we're going to give it a nice tug and pull that thread out. All right, now that we have pulled the thread here, it gives you a nice straight line to cut on. Give yourself the treat of a nice pair of fabric scissors just for this process. It makes a big difference. And there we go. We've got our 2-inch hem here. Now we're going to repeat the process with the other 3 sides. So we've done all of the sides to 2 inches. Now it's time to cut the corner to 3/4 of an inch. You can, and same ruler is fine. Just put it right on that corner, give yourself a mark. And 3/4 is because it is a 1-inch hem, and that way the corner will be hidden in that 1 inch. So there's that. The corner is cut to 3/4, and now I'll do the rest of the corners. So we have all 4 sides trimmed to 2 inches, the corner to 3/4 of an inch. Now we're going to be working from the back side to do the ironing and the hemming. I like to do my corners first, so those will get folded up. We're using a nice steam iron set on cotton. I'm going to go ahead and do all 4 corners. Another treat I gave myself was a very nice steam iron. Good iron, good scissors. My best friends. All right, so corners are all folded in. Next, I like to iron this nice and flat so you have a nice starting position. Now, while it's still warm, I like to finger press it, matching the monk's cloth up with your punching, and just sort of hold it down with your fingers to start. Make sure your corners are at the right angle, and then give it a nice press. Here is where I like to use those clips, but as again, you can use straight pins. It does help to keep everything in place. And I don't use that many. Maybe 3 per side. This is 12-inch piece. And now we'll go ahead and do the other 3 sides. So here I have all 4 sides ironed and pinned. The next step will be the actual sewing of the hem. Now that we've prepared our piece by ironing down the hem, now it's time to sew the hem down. You will need a sharp sewing needle. I prefer a longer needle. This one's about 2 inches long. You'll also need a heavy-duty sewing thread. This is called Craft and Button thread, readily available at most fabric stores. You'll also need a pair of scissors. Now back on the thread, I am using black so that it will show up a little bit better for you. Normally, I would use a thread that matches the monk's cloth. So I'll be showing you how to start sewing to the corner, sewing the corner closed, and how to end your thread. I am using a single thread, but if you are using regular sewing thread, you'll want to double it. And not too long. You don't want you to get tangled or frustrated while working. So I've tied my favorite knot in the end, but if you're having trouble with not being big enough and it's sliding through the monk's cloth, here's a little tip. Bring your needle up through that second row. Then you're going to make a little stitch right next to it to create a loop. So here I have my loop. I'm going to bring my needle through the loop, and that will secure it for you. And it will make a little knot. So there are 2 important things to remember. You want to sew down into the monk's cloth, not just the yarn, but also not so far that you come out on top. The other is we don't want to pull it so tight that it brings our piece to the back. You want to keep the hem flush and tight with your project. So you're going to bring your needle down from your knot into your piece and angle it so that it comes up about a 1/2 inch away. It's about 4 spaces. Again, those 2 spaces up, which is about a 1/4 inch. And then pull your thread. So there you have knot number 1. Again, we're going to go straight down into our project, angle it up, come out at about a 1/2 inch away, and we're going to continue that until we get to our corner. So down and up, pull it. So now it's nice and flush. We're almost at the corner here, so I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring it right to the corner of the corner. And to secure the corner, we're going to whip stitch it down just by going back and forth, drawing the corner closed as we do that. So I bring it across, make a little stitch. Take that clip out. I'm getting stuck on it. We're going to continue right up to the tip. And sometimes this happens. You just rethread your needle. That's nice because it just closes up the corner, makes it nice and neat. So what I'm going to do here is I want to go back down there, but I don't want a long thread on top. So I'm going to bring my needle down through the monk's cloth, down to hopefully that second row. Pull my needle out. And again, here is a spot where you don't want to pull too much and distort the corner. So down and up. I'll just do that a couple more times and then we will knot it off. So here I'm going to bring my needle up. And just like that stitch we did at the beginning, we're going to do it here at the end. We're going to make a small stitch to create a loop. And what we're going to do here, instead of once, we're going to do it twice. Wrap it around the needle twice. And then the important thing here is to pull it slowly so that you don't get a big loop. Now, if I were to just cut it here, I'd have a loose thread hanging out. So I'm going to put the needle in close to the knot and come up about, I don't know, 1/2 inch away. Pull my thread through. And now to hide this tail, we're going to give it a little tug, clip it close, and then it's disappeared underneath the monk's cloth. So then you would just start it again and keep on going. I will finish off the rest of this and show you the finished piece when I'm done. Ta-da! The finished piece. Here's the front. Here's the hem all finished. Now let's take a closer look. So here's the section that I did with the black thread. The rest I completed with matching thread so it blends in. I probably used only about 3 lengths of thread to finish off the hem. After I did that, I did give it a quick steam iron to flatten it all out. If you like this video, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. For more projects, please visit my website, woolywalkers.com.